Hello everyone and welcome to our tutorial about Facture Cloud. Today we will see how to issue an invoice and how to use the software. So first thing, let's go on Google and let's type Facture Cloud. Once we enter the website, we will see accedi, which stands for login, and here we will be able to enter with our credentials. Once we're inside our profile, we will see our dashboard, which is this one. The first thing to do is to go on our settings. So let's click on the top right here and then on profile. From this screen, we will be able to change all of our settings. So the first important thing to notice is to go on Dati Fatturazione. Here we will see all of our information. Ragione sociale means name. So here you should have your name, your address, your codice fiscale, your partita IVA number, and many other information. Let's say that the most important thing to be filled in are your name, your address, codice fiscale. Now it's missing because this account is just for tutorial purposes, and then your partita IVA number. Any extra information that you may have, you can add it. It's not fundamental, but it's good if you put it. For example, your website. For example, if you have a PayPal address and you want to connect it to your invoices, and then here you can upload your logos so that they will show on your invoices. Once everything is ready, everything is modified, click on Salva, and let's move on to the next feature. Secondly, we will go on Profilo Fiscale, which is your tax profile. So since you have a partita IVA VAT account under the flat rate tax regime, which is regime forfettario, choose libero professionista. Fai parte di un regime agevolato means whether you have a favorable tax system, which the answer is yes, because you have a regime forfettario. Then select forfettario, and here this is your taxation. So if you started working less than 5 years ago, your taxation will be 5%. If you've been working for over 5 years, then your taxation is 15%. Here you will see codice di redditività. So what is this? This is your tax base. With regime forfettario, the type of job that you do is connected to a specific tax base, a percentage. Now here is 78%, but keep in mind that Facture Cloud will put by default 40. So you have most likely to change it. How to do this? Take your document that confirms that your partita IVA had been opened, and there you will see your Ateco code. It's 6 digits, which connects, let's say, your partita IVA to the type of job that you do. Look at the first 2 digits, and then you can look in internet for the tax base that corresponds to your Ateco code. So, for example, if you, okay, now I will just show you this, but if you open any website, as I mentioned, you have to take your Ateco code, check the first 2 digits, and then see which tax base corresponds to yours. So most of our clients have 78% because they fall in these categories. So go back on Facture Cloud and change it to your tax base. If you have any doubts whatsoever, get in contact with your commercialista. Then, secondly, check Rivalsa IMSS. If you normally add Rivalsa IMSS to your invoices, this is the place where to add it. So you can here write Rivalsa IMSS and then 4%. This will automatically be added on your invoice. If you have Casa Professionisti stands for your fund. If you have any other fund different than IMSS, this is the place where to add it. So, for example, if you're an engineer and you have Inar Casa, you can select it here, put 4% or the taxation that corresponds to you. and click on Save. Also, here is the place where you select your withholding taxes, so ritenuta d'acconto. So if on your invoices you have, I don't know, 20% of withholding tax, this is where you add it. In any case, I always advise you to get in contact with us. Then click on Save. Okay, so now I will not show you every single tab, but just the most important ones that you need to check and to know, because Fatture in Cloud has so many options that you can really do almost anything with it. But now let's see what's relevant for us. So after tax profile, let's go on personalizzazione. So this is where you can have fun personalizing, customizing your invoices. So here you can choose the model to use. You can select, for example, bright colors. Here you will see how it looks like. Here it will show your logo if you have one. You can change the margins. You can change your font. You can even add some note at the end. For example, pay by the 31st of December, for example. And this will show later on your invoice. Okay, let's move now to metodi di pagamento, which is payment methods. And this is very important because this way you will be able to put your bank details and it will show on your invoice, so that when your client receives your invoice, they will see your IBAN and they will know how and who to pay. So click on Aggiungi metodo di pagamento and here you will see modalità. So let's say bonifico, or if you write in English, let's say bank transfer, bank transfer, tipologia, always leave standard. Then I would flag here utilizza come metodo predefinito, which means use as default method. And then here you will have to manually insert all your information. So for example, IBAN. Then put your IBAN. Now I will just put a random number. Then intestatario means name. And here you put your name, Mario Rossi. Mario Rossi, and then click on Save. This will automatically show on your invoice, as I mentioned before. As a matter of fact, now you can see it here. It's saved, and it's saved as default option. Now, something else that could be interesting for you is modelli email, which basically means to create a standard email so that when you send your invoice to your clients, you will already have a prepared email. Here you have to check a little bit how to use tags so that you can prepare a preset text, and then every time using these tags, it will automatically fill in the email also with the right name of the right client who you're sending the invoice to. So this is very interesting because here you can see a standard Italian email that you can use if you like it like this, but also here you can choose standard internazionale. So if you have foreign clients, you will see that you have a standard email in English. Obviously, you can use these ones if you like them, but you can also personalize them. So, for example, dear, how are you? And whatever you want to write, you can just save it, salva. And this way you will be able to recall it when you are sending invoices. Okay, the next thing to check is your tax bracket. So it will not show here because there's not enough space, but if you click on the three dots, you will see aliquote IVA. This stands for VAT brackets. So select it, and here you will see a lot of information, which may be pretty confusing. But to make this simple, let's say that there are two cases. One case you are invoicing to Italian clients, another case you are invoicing to foreign clients. So if you are invoicing to Italian clients, you will have to select this one. So Natura here, and then codice N2.2, fuori campo IVA. So if this is the case, select this one. It will be your default option and it will automatically show off in all your invoices. This is fundamental. Every invoice needs the correct tax bracket. If instead you are invoicing to foreign clients, The correct tax bracket is this one, N2.1, non soggetti ad IVA, ai sensi, and the rest we cannot read, but in any case, it's this one. So I know that now you may be wondering, what if I invoice both? What if I invoice Italian and foreign clients? I would suggest that you select the case that you have more often. So let's say it's foreign clients. So select this one. It will show up when you prepare your invoice as the default option, and then you can manually change it in your invoice. I will show you this later. Okay, now that we're ready with the settings, let's upload our client's information to the client's registry. So to do this, we have to go on Clienti Fornitori. And here we have two ways of inserting all the relevant information. So the first one in this blue banner, as you see, is Ricerca Smart, so Smart Research. The other way is to click on the blue button, Client, to upload manually the information. Let's try first with the Smart Research. So let's say that we are looking for BAM Studio, which is us, our official name. And you can either look through the name or the partita IVA. So I would look through partita IVA always. And yeah, you see here we show up, however, we show up with our old name, Studio Lepera Commercialisti Associati. We've changed name over the course of 2023, and here it still has the old registry. So let's suppose that this information was correct, which is not, but in this case you can click on Aggiungi Cliente, then close it. And here you see that we are registered in the registry, so that when I issue invoices, it will give me the possibilities to choose among the clients that I already saved without having to insert all the information every time, like the VAT code or the codice fiscale, the address, and everything else. In any case, if the smart research doesn't work, like in this case, because let's say that the possibilities are two. You didn't find the clients or the information is not correct. This is the case, the information is not correct. Okay, so let me delete this. So we will have to upload the information manually. Let's click on the blue button, Client. And here I will be able to put everything like BAM Studio, which is our current name, then the country, always select the country. So this is the case also for international clients. You most likely have to upload them manually. Then, let me see, partita IVA, codice fiscale is the same, and codice destinatario SD. This is very important because codice destinatario, let's say, connects your invoices to the client invoicing software. So you have to ask them what is their codice destinatario. They will tell you, and you will be able to upload it here. Not upload it, just copy paste it. Okay, so let's put our codice destinatario. Keep in mind that in order to do electronic invoices, it's necessary to either have the codice destinatario or the PAC address of your client. One or the other is okay. So put the one you have. In any case, if you have the possibility, I would always put the codice destinatario. So let's finish with the information that we have to put. Indirizzo. Okay, and then you can click on Save. So now everything is correct and it's uploaded, and you will see it here. Okay, something I forgot to tell you is that if we go back here, you will see that you might be wondering what to put in codice destinatario if your client is not Italian or if it's a person. Well, in this case, let me share with you a list of codes to put because the cases are different. It might go from 7 zeros if you're invoicing a person, it could be 7x if you are 7 times x if you are invoicing a foreign company, or 7 times 0 if you are invoicing a foreign person. Also partita IVA. In this case, we can put the Italian partita IVA of our client. If we have a European client, we can surely put their European partita IVA here. But if it's an extra European client, in that case, we have to put a specific code, which is 2 times 0 and 9 times 9. Now let's get to the main part of this tutorial, which is how to create an invoice. So now that everything is ready, now that we've set our settings, now that we've uploaded our clients in the customer registry, let's go to Fatture Documenti. And here let's choose Fatture, which stands for invoices. Okay, right now this is empty because we haven't invoiced yet. This is a new account. But anyway, now we want to issue our first invoice. So let's click on Nuova Fattura here in the blue button. Okay, this is what it looks like. And you will have to fill in every single part of this invoice. So the first thing to do here is to go on the client part. And here you will see that we will be able to recall our clients from the registry. So let's recall BAM Studio. And here you see. This way we won't have to insert all the information every time. It already shows up. Then dati documento refers to the date of the invoice. So let's say that I want to invoice today. So I will leave the date of today. The number of the invoice. Here I would like to recommend to always start with 1 every new year. So if I were invoicing this in January, I would put 1. If in December, right now, you have already invoiced, let's say, 11 other invoices, now you should select 12 and keep on with the numbers. Here you will be able to modify the language of your invoice. So if you are sending this invoice to a German client, you can select German, and this way you will see at the end that the PDF that you get is in German. Then let's go on Opzioni Avanzate. Opzioni Avanzate is the area from where you can select your payment method, the one that we inserted before, so that it shows up. So here it's already selected, but if you put more than one, you're able to choose which one to put. Okay, so now, if you go now on Contributi and Ritenute, you will see that here the Rivalsa IMSS that we added in the settings earlier will automatically show up, so that you already have it in your invoices. In any case, from here, you can manually put it, edit, you can also add withholding taxes. Here, in this tab, you can do everything. So now it's time to finalize our invoice. Let's go to the last part. And here, nome prodotto, so product name, is where we put the service that we carried out. So let's say that I did a translation and Ita, for example. So just write here what types of service you carried out and the price, let's say 1,000 euros. If you want to add some description, you can add it here. If you want to add a discount and IVA, this is very important. This is the tax bracket that we selected before. So if you remember, I put N2.1, which was the tax bracket for foreign clients. If you want to change it now, because as we said before, there might be some of you that have Italian and foreign clients, so you actually need this one, and 2.2 for fuori campo IVA, you can select it here. So now that everything is ready, no, I forgot about payment, pagamenti. Here you can choose the terms of payment, so whether it should be immediato, in 14 days, 30 days, 60 days, when is the due date, and so on. And here, do you remember, this is the note that I added before in the settings, so that it shows up every time. If you need some note to show up in every single invoice, you can do it in the setting, otherwise there's no need for it. Anyway, let's say that now everything is correct. And let's check riepilogo. So we have our service for 1,000 euros, Rivalsa IMSS, which is 4%, and Marca da Bollo, which is 2 euros, which are now automatically added to the client. In any case, so I really don't know why, but the marca da bollo, which is the stamp duty, here is automatically added as charge to your client, so €2 on your invoice. Every other time I tried this procedure with Fatture and Cloud, it was actually charged to you. So the invoice would show 1,040 and then €2 that are on you. And if you wanted to charge it to your clients, you had to manually add it here with a button that say bollo sul cliente, or I can tell you exactly, bollo a carico del cliente. I don't know why right now it's not showing it. I don't know if my profile is bugged right now or if it's because I didn't insert all the information correctly. So I don't know, it sees it as a fake profile. But in any case, keep in mind that normally it should be like this. So the €2 are charged on you. And if you want to add it to your client, so €2, you have to click here an extra button, which says, let me tell you once again, bollo a carico del cliente. Before finishing the invoice, I forgot to tell you that here, personalizzazione is customization. So here you can change it. And if you remember, for example, now it shows bright colors, which is the template that we chose before, the colorful one, but you can choose and change it from here. Also, for example, you can add PayPal. So let's select it. Let's see what happens. Mostra bottone paga con PayPal if you want your clients to pay you through PayPal. And okay, so let's say that everything is correct. We've checked everything. The final step is to do finalizza. So now this is what it looks like. Here you will see your logo. It's in German as we selected before. Your name. I'm not sure about the PayPal part, but this is not the important part. In any case, everything is now correct. Okay, let me switch it back to English so that everyone can understand it. Okay, inglese finalizzato. Okay, so this is actually the last page that you will see. The one I showed you before was bugged, but now you can see that from here you can still modify your invoice, duplicate it if you need to, and you can save the PDF in your computer. The last important thing to do for electronic invoicing is to actually send it to the SD, which is Sistema di Interscambios, as mentioned before. You can have a formal check. So if you click here, the system will check for any mistake that there might be in your invoice. For example, if you forgot to put VAT address or the codice SD. If everything is correct, then you can select Firma Invia, which is sign and send, and then electronic invoicing will be done. Now I cannot do it because this is just to show you, but if you then go on Fatture again, you will see all your invoices. For example, this one has been accepted and it was transmitted to the SD, whereas this one is still a draft and still needs to be submitted. Okay guys, so this was our tutorial for Fatture and Cloud for today. We hope you find it helpful, and obviously we remain available if you have any further questions. In the meantime, we wish you a nice day and thank you for being with us.